but this session will help you to have more clarity about it, some interesting thoughts from our wonderful panelists. And to conduct this session, we have the very talented moderator with us, that is Umashanker Akharia. Co-founder and CEO Umashanker has 17 plus years of talent acquisition experience. He has been an in-house recruiter for a decade with corporate setup. He has worked with companies like HCL, Indus Valley Partners, Thapar Group, and a lot more. He is the co-founder of Eagles Hunt, a recruitment company. He takes sessions, seminars, and workshops on behavioral management, staff recruitment, skill enhancement, and also a visiting faculty in NPTI and other several institutions. So without any further ado, are you all ready to begin this interesting session? Can I get some thumbs up? Yes, we are ready. So I would like to hand over the stage to the very talented moderator for the day, Umashanker Akharia. Over to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Bhavya Bansal, for introducing, and what a lovely evening today we are having. Good evening, everybody. And with me, I have got a couple of exciting and very experienced speakers with me, Anjum Padyal and Shradha. Today, we are going to discuss on the art of changing our belief. Belief? Can we change that? Is it possible? I have read or I have been told by experts that your beliefs start developing at a very early age, maybe around 5 years, maybe around 7 years is what your coding start getting into your mind. And this coding, the belief system stays with you forever. That's what many experts say. But there have been many cases where we have witnessed that there are slight variations in your belief system, which is possible. We have changed. I'll give you an example. Navjot Singh Sidhu, when he used to play cricket, his talking style was very, very different. When he left cricket, maybe the kind of speaking style he has gathered, it's entirely different. There was a belief in his mind that English is a different kind of language and change. This can be true in various other kind of contexts as well, whether it is family, whether it is your corporate life, whether it is with your friends. The belief about connecting with everybody can be changed. Now, today we'll try to dig some information and then how we can incorporate these kind of information in writing a book, how characters can change their behavior, how characters can change their belief system as well. We'll try to learn that. So let me introduce our speakers today. And we are privileged to have Shradha and Anjum as our speakers. I'll start with Shradha first. Shradha is the first Indian who has been endorsed by world's leading motivational speaker, Les Brown. If you're not aware about that, do Google about him. So Shradha has spread the message of love and hope around the globe. Very nice job. This is to spread the message of love. She's a leading relationship speaker and coach. She has written a book as well, Witness the Breakthrough. Shraddha helps couple into that's the work. You can see that. Shraddha helps couples intensify their love, teaching them how to stay committed in a relationship without losing self-respect. She has mentioned that has come from a rural northern Indian background, and the upbringing has made her humble, and her EQ has developed with the kind of interactions she has seen in her life. And she is a sort of a speaker and trainer. And we are very privileged to have you here, ma'am. The second speaker is Dr. Anjum Padyal. Dr. Anjum is a professor with the Deshbandu College, that is part of University of Delhi. She is a world eighth rank holder in aerobics gymnastics that was held in Japan 2006. So we just had Olympics, right? Sports is the flavor of the month, and here we have got a ex-sports person, now a professor. She has done PhD. She is a MPE, BPE from LNIP, which is like IIT of physical education in India and across Asia as well. She specialized into yoga aerobics. She has written two books. One is on yoga and stress management, and another is a Marshal the Mind. And the book, the names of the book is Marshal the Mind and Encyclopedia for Gym Trainer. So welcome both of you, and we are privileged and honored to have you as our speakers. To start, first, I would love to have your opening remarks about the topic. That how is it possible, first of all, to change the belief system, and can we change the life through changing our belief? So we would like to start with Shradha.
Thank you so much, Umashanker, for that lovely introduction. I'm grateful to Rahul and to the Phoenix Literature Festival for inviting me here. And it's an honor to be a part of your show with Dr. Anjum also. And to answer your question, the art of changing beliefs and our belief system. Yes, you are right. It develops at a very early age. So did mine. And I was grown up to believe that our coffins will leave our marital homes. That's how my mother raised me. That's how we saw our siblings live their lives. But on the 20th of May 2015, when my mother-in-law got up to beat me, I decided not to take it anymore. And from then onwards, like it takes just one defining moment, I not only changed my own life, but I developed the faith to help others change theirs too. And when I say faith, I acronymed faith for F for focus. When you focus on what you really want in your life, in my case, I wanted a life of self-dignity and pride. A, the next letter in the word faith, for accountability. Now, it became my responsibility to hold myself accountable to achieve my dreams. And so I made it my business to change my life. I began to read, write. People ask me today, how did you reach Les Brown? I was born in a village in Bihar. Even my ancestors wouldn't know. Neither anyone in my entire paternal family or maternal family have been a speaker or a coach. Forget about being on international stage clad in a sari. But then, because I made it just my only entire focus to relentlessly study, read about those people who have changed their lives, I happened to meet Mr. Les Brown. I happened to represent my country. The next letter in the word faith is I. I for investing. Invest in yourself. Like Warren Buffett says, that the best investment that you can make is in yourself. So I began to invest in myself. I went for those conferences. I got myself a coach. I sought mentors. I looked for OQPs, only quality people in my life, who uplifted me, who encouraged me, and who helped me move away from my belief system that I am a girl, I am a woman of a Marwari family, I am someone who cannot live the life of my dreams, or I want to be someone who wants to live the life of her dreams. And then we move on to the next letter, which is T. T for thoughts. 86,000 thoughts enter us daily. Which ones to dwell on is our choice. And I made it through self-awareness to focus on the positive thoughts. And then H for hunger. In my mentor's words, that I began to hunger, to remain honest to my core. Bhavya, when she introduced us, mentioned, the belief systems actually being something that has been embedded when you're a child. But if you have that faith and focus holding yourself accountable, investing in yourself, keeping thoughts that are positive, and hunger to reach where you want to be and not where you are coming from, then definitely you can change your belief systems. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Now we'll move on to Anjum. Yes, Anjum.
Yeah. In psychology, we always say belief system, we have a passive belief system, which is drilled from childhood till the age of 18 years to 20 years. But that's a passive belief system. Passive belief system is what the society, what the environment is teaching you. Like just Shradha said, the belief system was inculcated, is inculcated in women or in a girl child, how to behave, you are getting married. And many a women, they ask question, which home is ours? Because at parents' home, we are told about, do it when you reach your home. At husband's house, it is always, that was your home. This is our home. You have to move like us. So belief system. So what is belief exactly? Belief is whether it is true or not. It is a conviction, whether it exists or not. It's just a conviction. And conviction are inculcated by the society, by the culture, and every society and culture, they have a different kind of a belief system, different kind of a conviction. But yes, mind is our 60,000 to 86,000 thoughts occur in a day. And in that, in psychology, 90% of these thoughts are negative, because the whole environment, even from education system, I'm from education background, it's a 30 years of journey in education. Even in education background, the sentences we are using for the kids, if you can't achieve this, there is nothing in the life will be left. So students go for the suicide. They have the only option, because every parent, every teacher, the whole society is looking at their markings, the result of CBSE. And what we are telling them, it's an end road. If you don't get into IT, if you don't get into the good college, if you don't do this, this will. So all the things we are giving them, we are feeding them is negative, negative, negative. From here, what as a psychologist, as a neuro-linguistic programmer, as a sports psychologist, what we changed? You have just given an example of Mr. Sidhu. So how we prepare a champion? Because yes, you can change your belief system. Shradha has changed her own belief system. The foremost work is to change our own belief system. That's why I have written a book, Marshal the Mind. Because since childhood, my mother, she also was a hockey captain from IP College, Delhi University. She always used to tell both of the sisters, mind is a marshal, marshal the mind. That was her feeding to us. She made us very bold. Anything we want to do, we were allowed to do, and I'm talking about 1970s and 80s. So the belief system has to be inculcated or dwelled by the society itself. But yes, if society is getting failed, then we have to change ourselves. We have to change our mind, because weak mind, if the mind is weak, the situation will be problematic. It will be problem. Any situation, it will turn out to the problem. But if mind is a kind of a little balanced, the situation will be as a challenge. But if mind is strong, then the same situation can be an opportunity. It can be turned into the opportunity. And we have so many examples. A panelist is here itself is giving, and that situation, the strong mind had changed that a very negative situation, beaten by someone, and she has turned out into the opportunity. So I'll narrate one of the
tough mind can change, but the question here is that many a times the situation is tougher and we are vulnerable at that point of time. I mean, for example, Shraddha has given an example from Sidhu's, I mean, thing, the career was not doing that great at that point in time. So is it really necessary to have a tough situation where you kind of introspect about your belief system, and then you come out with some sort of solution, some sort of different set of process or maybe journey which you would like to take? Shraddha, do you believe that in case that family situation was not there, otherwise you would have been the similar the kind of lady you thought about yourself earlier?
Yes, a brilliant question, Umashankarji. And what I want to say here is that though the decision was taken in that defining moment, it happened more than 20 years ago, the first time that I was beaten. So I was beaten in 1994 when I got married. And this was not the, like several times I was beaten, and every time I got stronger and I was preparing myself to finally tell myself that
Take a step.
this is it. This is it. So when it finally hit the nail, that was the 20th of May 2015. And that day, I didn't get the slap. मतलब पहले जब मार पड़ी तो I have lost my eardrum, I have been black and blue, all of that. But that day, I stopped the slap, and I also made it my business to change my life. So, to answer your question, it is not necessary that just whatever happens in that tough situation leads you to your decision making power. It is something that has been in you for a long, long time simmering. And if finally the बोलते हैं ना अति का अंत होता है, वैसे the volcano just erupts. Something
Just to, I mean, just to share with the audience members that Shraddha went into become an entrepreneur as well, and she went into garments business, and she in just 6 months she was able to achieve $500,000 in revenue. That's a great achievement. So from turning from a housewife to a business person and then a trainer. Now, Anjum, I'll come to you. The thing which Shraddha has shared, that for 20 years he was going through the process in mind that one day I'll get out of these shackles and then I will get free. Now, for a sports person, they also visualize their biggest achievement, like Neeraj Chopra has done the goal. But the thing is that the visualization of different situation is necessary if you want to change your belief. For sports person, it is something else where they kind of visualize their peak performance. So, is there any connection in the two situation, the family or relationship and sports?
Uh, it is called as a achievement motivation. In sports psychology, we say it achievement motivation, and it is not correlated or related with the beaten up of by anyone. Sometimes it can be a motivational. Sometimes if you have lost your gold medal, the most depressed people are silver medalists in the world. They never enjoy.
True.
Because the bronze medalist is the most happiest person. At least I got something. At least I am bronze medalist. So the most satisfactory performance and the post Olympic happiness is with the bronze medal. The gold medalist, they always consume that happiness. Okay, I did it because I was deserving it. I have worked hard. But the silver medalist is always in doldrum that if I have done this, if I have done this. So sometimes this is becoming a traumatic for the silver medalist, and even in the next Olympics or the next competition, that experience is going to haunt, because the episodic memory is inside the hippocampus and amygdala. So they need to, and we need to go to the subconscious layer to get it rectified. So it's not only the negative kind of experiences which motivate you to break that net and come out, but in sports, naturally, when the person is entering in the sports, it is always go ahead for the medal, for the national, for all India inter university, then Asian Games, then Olympic. We have the set pattern that we have to reach on the top. So there we have a positive achievement motivation. And sometimes the coaches, what they do, They just put the belief system in the mind of a person.
So
Like
you
if
always,
I give my example, you have just said it is LNIP Gwalior is a Makkah of physical education and sports. It's a college from sports ministry established in 1952. And getting into that, because the seats are so limited, getting the entrance test itself is a kind of a IIT examination for us. So it's a dream college. So I got entered in that, top
and
the
and
entrance
and you had
examinations.
gold medal in your
Yeah,
graduation
I'm
and
coming to the
masters
gold
both.
medal. I'm coming to the gold medalist, where my principal said to in 11th class to my mother that she is such a brilliant child. Don't spoil her life in the sports. And my mother, because she was herself was a sports person, she said, "Man, it's her life. Let her decide." So from there, I got an opportunity because I blessed with such an educated family. So when my parents were leaving me in the hostel, and just ऐसे ही, my father just turned and said, gold medal topper बनकर अंदर गई हो, entrance में I just topped. I was the youngest kid in the lot, और मुझे कोर्ट तक का वो करना पड़ा, सहारा लेना पड़ा, because my application was rejected. I was younger, so they were not letting me in. So I had to fight for it, and because of that, my father said कि entrance में you have to be in the top lot so that कोई नाम ना काट सके. Because बहुत मुश्किलों से they have allowed me कि okay come, and the notion was हम देख लेंगे, okay come, let's see entrance exam में क्या कर पाती हूँ. Because I was the youngest, छोटी थी, 17.5 साल की मुश्किल से. So I beaten up everyone. अब ऐसे ही my father just said, the positive notion, positive belief system क्या होता है, I'm just telling you. उन्होंने just ऐसे just last moment पे चलते चलते कहा, टॉपर बनकर अंदर गई हो, टॉपर बनकर बाहर आओगी. And he left. I was immersed with that thought. Why not? Because it was a challenge from everyone. You are so young, we cannot allow you. आपका age बार नहीं है, अगली बार आना. And I was fighting कि when I am through with every class, with my eldest, classmates, why should I waste my 1 year? Why should I?
So role of a mentor or a positive reaffirmation is also very strong.
Exactly. And there was no parent was there. कोई कहने वाला नहीं था रात को पढ़ो कि दिन को पढ़ो. The whole schedule is for LNIP. Everybody from sports person, they know 6 o'clock we have to be in the field till 10 o'clock. We have a whole bunch of routine. And even then, I was finding my time to go to the library, to read out the journals, to do all kind of things. And I made it a point कि let's try. And that is
Got
the
it.
belief system I
Yes.
got कि okay. So श्रद्धा के साथ जो हुआ या negative situations में क्या होता है, that is a breaking point. But this type of a positive affirmation, positive belief, when you are inculcated in a sports person or to say anyone, so the belief system was put, can you do it? Yes, I can. That was the affirmation. Why not? That was the affirmation. He
Agreed.
left, but I was living. Anjum, you can do it. So that was the personal motivation.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
last thing I would like to tell everyone in sports, if we are talking about, I always tell people that time when we are moving to take that medal, everything is on the stake. We are all alone with our own mind. Coach arena mein nahi aa sakta. Pistol is about to shoot for 100 meter. You are on the block. You are about to go.
I'll just come back to you, Anjum. I'll just wish to have couple of examples from Shradha. Shradha has been teaching about changing the belief. Any two examples of, two kind of different type of people who have changed their belief and they have gained out of it. Any couple of examples you would like to share, Shradha?
Yes, and being a relationship coach, I would like to sort of quote examples from there. Now, for example, there is this girl who reached out to me from Bristol, from UK, and she said that it's been more than 10 years. It's been about 11 years that I've been dating this boy. And every time that he wants me to commit or he wants us to get engaged or something like that, I flee the country. And she called me from Vietnam. Someone introduced her to me and she said, help me. understand, why do I do this? And then when we sat down in the coaching sessions, I asked her, and she said that because I'm raised by a single mother, I feel that if I commit to this boy, I will land up in a broken relationship. Now that was a belief system that she was living with. And then we coached her. We actually got into understanding where she was coming from. And now I'm happy to say that she's back in her country and they're getting married. So it is possible. And more so in relationships, this is found even in now. For example, another woman who reached out to me from a very big giant corporate family from India, from Nepean Road, Mumbai. Now she was going through an infidelity case of 15 years. And she was almost on the verge of breakdown. She was really in a shabby, bad state. I would say very sad, very depressed. And then we sat down and we started talking. And over the coaching sessions, she revealed to me that her bua was, a widow, very young. And when she used to live with them, she had an affair with her chacha. So all of that was in her head. And then we finally got her to understand what intimacy really is. Most people will mistake intimacy to be sexual or physical intimacy. I introduced her to over 10 types of intimacy, things like experiential intimacy, things like spiritual intimacy, conflict intimacy, wherein they could actually sit down and talk it out. And today she is in a much better place. Her son has joined her for her jewelry business, and the husband is back home spending more time with the family. So it is again about her own belief system that something was shadowing her from being her true self, to keep the family intact, to be the pillar. And most of us, we engage in the blame games. We do not take full responsibility for our roles in our lives. And all of that happens because of the shadow of the belief systems that we are raised with. Because see, why it took me 20 years is also because the first time I was beaten, my father told me, have children, you have no other way out. Now for 2.5 years, I prepared myself to have children. I went ahead and had children, and then I spent another 20 years raising them. I couldn't take any decision in between. So now all of those were my belief systems. So before I could take a decision, I had to first prepare myself that I could actually, explain to my father. And today, as I stand here before you, my father is my biggest pillar of support. He understands me now. But then I had to change their belief system along with mine. That yes, I can make it as a woman, as a girl, and independently. And those are just a few examples. We can just go on. I understand the paucity of time, Umashanker ji, but brilliant topics. And even Anjum has given some lovely examples.
Great. And Anjum spoke about NLP also. She mentioned that, briefly, and I have got very limited knowledge. And trust me, guys, or audience members, that NLP is a very good subject to learn about. And if you can use that, that will be really, really helpful in your life, not only from achieving any negative situation to a neutral situation, but from a neutral situation to a superlative situation as well. So it's just a good thing. And I'm so happy that both of you have shared such a good piece of advice.
I would like to go ahead with one more example for neuro-linguistic programming.
We are running short of time. 1 minute is the time which I have got. So Anjum, yes, please. Yes, please.
So we have 385 medals for my archery team in Deshbandu College. And we have received the best institution from PEFI also. So what happened, the coach who is handling my team was my ex-student. Most of the coach we appoint, jo hamare ex-student hote hain, they achieve, something in their own field, and we appoint them, we give them opportunity to deal with our own team. Because there is a, cohesion, there is a affection with the college itself. So that guy, he was just reluctant about the participating in senior national, and because of the senior national only world university games where I have been appointed as a sports psychologist, he can participate in that. And I was on a firm belief that he could be selected for that. So I was motivating him and he was not getting into that. Lastly, when we sat for neuro-linguistic programming session, I said, you come to my office, I have to work upon your mind. What happened? So last senior national, he has lost his last arrow. Because of that, he lost the game. and he couldn't select it for the World University game at that time also. So that subconscious mind mein kahin na kahin that, fear of losing again was so inculcated that we had to work for sessions. And when we go for neuro-linguistic programming, we have anchoring, we have a different affirmations, and then visualization. We have done only 2 sessions because that I came to know at the very last moment, and team जानी थी वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटी गेम ट्रायल थे कि IIT में भुवनेश्वर में they had to leave. And within 2 sessions only, when he reached over there, he got the selection done. He was through with that fear, and he was telling everyone into the arena, my ma'am did that. That is only what I have gone through with the anchoring, breaking her belief system from there, putting him into visualization that he has done in the last session also. Now he is going to repeat it. It is not going to repeat the failure. It is going to repeat the success that was in mind. I have inculcated as a visualization,
Great.
and he went through.
Great.
So that's the power of neuro-linguistic programming. What you are telling to your mind, you can do it.
Great. Yes, I really subscribe to this thing that you can think, you can dream, and you can achieve it as well. So thanks a lot, Anjum and Shraddha, for your time here and enlightening all of us with the information which most of us believe that is a fixed or constant in nature. Whatever is the belief will remain with you. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot, everybody, for patiently hearing. We could not take the question and answer, although we would love to have it. But back to you, Bhavya, for the next session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shraddha. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dr.
so
Anjum. Thank you, Umashanker.
Thank you so much, Umashanker ji. And I would like to thank both the panelists also, Anjum ma'am and Shraddha ma'am. Your stories were really inspiring. Like, I am moved on by this whole session. Amazing words. Well done.